Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. Oh boy, we're here, we're in Manchester, and I can't wait for this one. Like, there's no way this fight doesn't deliver. No way. And look, I know we like to overhype fights, right? This is going to be the next Hagler Hearns or the next Gatti Ward, and ultimately they will fall short of that. But this fight in its own, I think, will be special. When you look at both fighters' styles, Daniel Dubois right now just looks like a dog on a leash, just wanting to go. And Fabio's welcoming that challenge. Both of these guys can punch. Both of these guys think they're better than the other. Both of these guys think they hit harder than the other. This is going to be carnage. This could be just a 2-3 round shootout. Like, if this goes past 6 or 7, both of them, I think, would have taken so much damage that it doesn't go beyond that. Like, I think this is a 6 or 7 round shootout. And I'm here for it. Honestly, I'm here for it. I think this is going to be sensational. I actually think, and this is me like really overhyping it, I think we might say this could be, you know, like in 10 years time, we might say this could be Wardley Dubois. I think it could be like that. I really do. I still, what are we, 36 hours away now or so? I still don't know who wins. I still haven't got a clue. Like, this isn't a prediction video. So if you're watching it for that, I'm sorry, this isn't a prediction video. I still haven't got a clue who I think wins. At the press conference yesterday, everyone's kind of going around to everyone saying, who do you think, who do you think? And I think if you polled, there's about 200 people there yesterday. I think if you polled 200, I think it would have been 100-100. I really do. Everyone thinks if it's a fight, Fabio. If it's a boxing match, Dubois. And I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I think Fabio can box well. I mean, I was there for Parker. He was boxing well against Parker. Yes, he got outboxed against Hooney, but I can see big jumps being made every single fight. Massive jumps being made. Like the way in which he kind of sets his shots up. Everything now, he seems really stable on his feet. And we know Dubois can box. Dubois has been boxing since he was knee high. It's a great matchup. So yesterday was the press conference. Not much said between the fighters. It was more like Michael Offo and Sam Jones were going back and forth. I didn't expect anything from Dubois. I've interviewed Dubois, I don't know how many times now, and Dubois just wants to fight. And look, you know what it is about Dubois as well. I see a lot of people online sort of taking the piss. You know what Dubois is like. You know what Dubois is. You've been around. Dubois has been in the public eye for 10 years. So why people feel the need to like almost take the piss out of him is kind of beyond me. Just judge him on what he does in the ring. Don't judge him on what he says outside the ring, because we know he's not as sharp as Fury or the other guys, right? But in the ring, just judge him on that. And in the ring, this guy's done well over the last 5 or 6 years. The only person he's lost to over the last 5 years has been Alexander Usyk. So let's kind of give him credit for his in-ring stuff as opposed to his out-of-ring ability to be the sharpest tool in the box, because I don't really care about that stuff. I don't. I mean, again, I've sat with him and I feel like he's getting better. Obviously, if you push the wrong buttons, I think we've seen this week, he will kind of get irritated and walk out. But every time I've sat with him, he's given me gold. Like, I've done 4 or 5 sit-down interviews with him, and I think they've been really good. I do. So, yeah, enough of that. Oh, Daniel Dubois is a bit slow stuff. And that, who cares? Because in the ring, this boy delivers. And I think you all know, come Saturday night, he is going to deliver. One thing I was disappointed about yesterday was that there was no undercard press conference, which I think is wild. And because you know Dubois isn't going to talk, get some of the undercard fighters on there and they would sell it. Like Jack Rafferty is probably going to bring 2,000 to the arena. I think Rafferty and Eka Usman would have said a few words. Liam Cameron and Bradley Ray probably would have said something. It would have been nice to have heard from Jalalov, David Morrell. Like, I don't understand. Like, normally you do a main event press conference, but normally there's an undercard press conference about an hour before then and nothing. And I feel like that's unfair on the undercard fighters. This is their moment as well. And I guarantee you, collectively, if they were to look at the amount of tickets the undercard has sold, what's that venue, 20,000? I would say the undercard guys have probably sold around 6,000 or 7,000 just on their own. So I think they deserved their moment. But look, nothing to really pick out from yesterday's presser. Obviously, we have the weigh-ins today. Simon Jordan will be there, which is crazy. Do you remember Chisora Wilder? They had Banjo doing it. Do you remember that? And that didn't quite work. I think the plan was always to use Simon Jordan, and Simon Jordan's going to be there in the middle after these guys have weighed in, and I guess he's going to try and stir the pot. And I don't think there's anyone better at doing that than Simon Jordan. So it's going to be interesting. I don't mind what DAZN are trying to do. Sometimes these weigh-ins can be quite boring, and so they are trying to spice them up a little bit, as opposed to just get on the scales and then just go face to face and then ask a few questions. I think they're trying to do that and a bit more for those at home and those that are going to be in the venue tonight. I believe there's going to be around 1,000 people in there, and we're going live to the venue for the first time. So it's almost a show, not just for those at home, it's a show for the venue. So I'm not mad at that at all. You know, there's one big difference that I don't think anyone's really highlighting. And I don't know, I say big difference, I don't know if it's a big difference, but there is a difference. And that's Daniel Dubois' team. I think most of us are forgetting that a key element in that team was Kieran Farrell. Massive element in that team. Obviously, he's no longer a part of that team. I think he put out a post when Daniel came back after leaving and then coming back. I think he put out a post saying that he's leaving the team. I can't remember the exact words. I just don't think he was happy with the back and forth. And then, you know, when you go on Kieran Farrell's Instagram page, you see that he was doing a lot of technical work with Daniel Dubois. Obviously, the head honcho is Don Charles. Don Charles, obviously a good trainer in his own right, but a trainer builds a team around him. And I do think Kieran Farrell was a massive part of that team. Will it impact Daniel come fight night? I don't know. But Daniel's best performances, Hrgovic, AJ, Kieran Farrell's been a part of that team. And you wonder how much of a percentage his role is within that squad. You do wonder, because Fabio's got his team and he's had his team for years, and that team is just rock solid. And Daniel's team has now been interrupted somewhat, not just because of leaving and going to Tony Sims, who's, I guess, trying to work on a few different things, then going back to Don Charles and almost trying to forget what Tony Sims has taught you, and then not having the Kieran Farrell sort of impact in the camp as well. It could be key. It could be. Look, probably not, right? Probably not. Because ultimately, I don't think this is going to be a boxing match. I think it's going to be a fight. But I still think it is something that maybe post-fight we might look at, especially if Daniel loses, we might look at just how important Kieran Farrell was. Because even myself, and it's probably wrong of me, I've been like, Don Charles, Don Charles, Don Charles. And again, Don's the head honcho, Don's the main man. But Don will tell you himself, it's all about your team. It's like football, right? I mean, we've all got our favourite managers, but these managers would tell you how important the backroom staff are. Like, massively important. So, yeah, I do wonder if that will impact Daniel Dubois' performance. All right, before we look at anything else, a quick word from our sponsors. Today's video is brought to you by the wonderful people of Oxford Natural Optimum Day and Night. Now, look, I'm not going to say that I've been on this for months, because I'd be lying, and we don't do that on this channel. And I'm not going to say this is some magic fix either, because that's not true. But what I will say is a lot of people are trying these products, and results for everyone are very clear. Now, there are two products: Optimum Day, which helps with energy, cravings, just keeps you going throughout the day, and Optimum Night, which for me is very important. That's more about recovery, energy, sleep, rest, reset. And that's more of me, because I juggle 101 different things. There you go. Simple. And look, the results are clear. Michael Owen, who's on this, dropped 35 pounds. Robbie Lyle from AFTV, you guys know Robbie, dropped 80 pounds. 80. And Robbie's the one that told me about this as well. So look, if you're thinking about getting your health on track, you want to combine it with gym, then I think this is the perfect product for you. Have a look at it. Scan the QR code in the description. Use code ADE as well, ADE. That gets you up to 70% off. Give it a go, people, and let me know what you think. San Francisco event organizers want to see boxing go big again. This is this IVB Boxing thing. They've announced their fight card. I don't have it in front of me, but I was a bit underwhelmed. You know what it is? I remember, do you remember, like, this was like going to be the biggest thing ever, and this guy was everywhere. He was doing interviews everywhere, and he's talking about this outdoor event, 150,000, and everyone was like, my God, could it be Wilder Usyk? And that wasn't his fault, but we kind of ran with it. And it isn't that, and it just doesn't feel big anymore. In fact, it feels pretty small. And look, good luck to him. Good luck to him. I mean, it's always good, I think, to have new people in boxing. Sometimes you can have too many, and there aren't that many top boxers, and you kind of feel like everyone's kind of struggling to kind of get the top names. And I think he's probably realized he can't get the top names, so he's gone for the lower rung. But yeah, it isn't what I thought it was going to be. It kind of just feels a bit, I don't know, small. I dare say, which is probably a bit cheeky, but it does feel like that. Floyd Mayweather Jr., Manny Pacquiao 2 gets a new date, September 26th. I do not care about that. These things about Floyd being broke aren't going away, man. Him owing money to the IRS and this and that, and I'm like, Jesus. Like, money management is so important. Like, if you can get to Floyd's level, and look, I never ever thought Floyd was as rich as they said. Like, the numbers I do think were inflated, right? But still, Floyd would have made $500 million in his career. His career didn't stop 30 years ago. Like, where's the money? But then you see the lavish lifestyle, the jet, the watches, the counting money on a plane. Like, you go to his garage, and I was obsessed with it. I used to love it on the 24/7 shows. And he's got like, I don't know, 20 cars and all white. Then one day he's got 20 cars and all red, 20 cars all black. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, why does anyone need more than 2 cars? Like, why? Like, one for you, one for the family. Why do you need more than that? Stupidity. And stupidity will lose you millions. And it looks like he's lost his millions, which is disappointing. And now he has to fight again. Like most fighters, and you felt like Floyd was above this, it looks like he has to put on the gloves again. And not just a Pacquiao fight, there's talk about a fight in Greece next month. And there's been talk about this fight with Mike Tyson in Congo. And I spoke to someone that's working on that. And there is truth in that. It's a shame. Eddie Hearn refutes Dana White's claims that he will promote Tyson Fury, AJ. Who cares? I don't care. I have like literally no care in the world as to who promotes it. Anything else? This is Fabio. If Daniel lands clean, I'll shake it off and come back with a flurry. You know, normally if someone was to say that, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. If Daniel lands clean, you're out. But I feel like this guy, Fabio, could be built different. Something about him, man. Something about him. I feel like he could be built a bit different. He's almost like you hit him, he just wants to hit you back immediately. But we all know Daniel can crack. We'll see what happens. Jack Massey, Chev Clark confirmed June 6th in Bournemouth. Is that the Chris Billum Smith fight card? That's Zuffa, right? Yeah, I don't know, man. All these organizations that were coming in, and I felt like they were going to go bang. Zuffa have done it by taking Conor Ben, stealing. But that's kind of it, isn't it? There is no, I kind of feel like there'll be a bit more to it. Maybe a bit more, I don't know. I think they just need a big fight. Like if they were to be able to get Benavidez Opataya, then you're making a splash. Everything else right now just feels a bit flat. But they will come, they've got money. Anyway, guys, girls, we have got the weigh-ins a bit later. I need to get prepped, need to get ready. And I will see if you guys are going to be there. Show up, let me see you, let me say hello. And I will do my thing on Saturday.